So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Richard Clark, and Rich Clark as I'm known online. And for the last 8 years I've been a hypnotherapist, and the last 14 years I've been a holistic therapist. In between that I've been a school teacher, I've worked in many industries previous to that, in the music industry, entertainment industry, social care. I've worked in the public sector, private sector and so forth. Anyway, for this series is Friday's Fears and Phobias series. It's a series about the top 100 phobias in the world, fears, phobias, and how therapy such as hypnotherapy helps cure them. So number 85, again, very high in the list, but it's again very important. The fear of the future and time. And this time phobia is called chronophobia. So, what is chronophobia? Chronophobia is defined as the persistent and often irrational fear of the future, or the fear of passing time. Since time can be considered a specific object, chronophobia falls under the category of specific phobias. The word chronophobia is derived from the Greek chronos, meaning time, and phobia, meaning fear. Okay, so the question of time has always baffled mankind, or humankind, sorry, because people and so forth. So it's baffled humans. Many writers, philosophers, scientists, and social critics have tried to research its elusive nature. In case of persistent chronophobia, the sufferer develops an extreme fear of passing time, in that they suddenly feel that the present moment is going to be in the past soon, and this thought can terrify them. The phobic obsesses over time. They are extremely anxious, so much that it affects their everyday functioning. This phobia mainly affects prison inmates, elderly people, or individuals who may already be suffering from various anxiety disorders. And the fear of the future is about the fear of what's coming next. It's, again, very interlinked with what I said about the fear of change and the fear of technology, fear of computers. So, the causes of chronophobia. The causes of the fear of phobia generally vary from person to person. Most experts believe that a highly stressful or traumatic event can suddenly bring on the phobia. So I'm going to explain some of these. Chronophobia, as mentioned before, can come on suddenly. Sometimes even a simple, benign comment like, "Time moves so fast," but can trigger this phobia in a person already suffering from certain anxiety disorders. Depression is a major trigger of this phobia. A person might turn 40 and suddenly feel empty. This is a time when the kids usually leave the nest and one starts feeling empty unless all feels they're not contributing in any way. Or they're 40 years old and they haven't got a family, they don't own their own house. These are all social pressures. So I'm 42, right? Do not have any children. I will have my own house soon. I won't go into too much, but I'm looking after my mum and caring. She's not doing very well. She's very ill, so she will pass, and so I will own her house. And for one, I can sell that and get another house. This is something so I've never had that phobia really about owning my own property. However, worrying about children, being in a relationship, again, not a big issue for me. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You know, who cares? Again, that's social conditioning. Doesn't bother me, but that for a lot of people it does. Loss of employment, death of a loved one, or divorce, separation can sometimes trigger chronophobia. So loss of employment really makes people fearful, and that's why some people, when they lose their work, they can spend years not being able to get another job, or they're worried that they can't go back into a company because someone who was at the other company knew something because they lost their job. It's that fear and that embarrassment. There's all them things. Death of a loved one, that comes quite a lot because people then see time as finite, you see. So they go so instead of thinking of the infinite, they think, oh, that person's died, or when am I going to die, or when's the next person I know going to die, or when my loved one's going to die, and that can affect people. Grief causes that a lot. See, I'm different in that respect. I've always known that people have a finite time in earth. I've understood that since I was born. Don't know why, just did. So when I saw people when I was a baby or when I was younger, I knew that person was going to pass soon, or whatever. And it's good. I think you should enjoy that time with the person and make everything special, make every day important, because you just don't know, that person may go. And then that also stops you having regrets. See, that's how I think when people say they've got regrets or believe the past was better, you know, it's not. It's just different. Things change. Divorce or separation, I think, probably would cause a lot of problems for people with the fear of passing time or the fear of the future, because they then, if they've been divorced, then about if they get in a relationship, are they going to have the same problem if they get married? Are they going to get divorced again, or are they going to have a fear that they're not good enough? So this and I'm not good enough, it comes up a lot for a lot of people. I don't think I'm good enough. Most people, when they go into this, when I got divorced, I just felt I wasn't good enough. Or the person says, I feel I wasn't up to it. I wasn't the housewife or the house or the husband or the partner I was supposed to be. Or I wasn't the provider enough. It goes on a lot. And a lot of people are dealing with it. You wouldn't even know. Because they come around, oh yeah, I'm divorced, I'm great, oh, I'm going to be able to do this. No, they don't. It's all bullshit. Most people, if they get divorced, generally, even if they've been married to someone who's bleeding vicious, it's a bit of fear of failure, and it can be the social conditioning of that. And separation is also as well, because separation is the belief that you cannot live together, you cannot work together, you cannot live together. And that's a fear of failure. So fear of failure comes into this a lot as well, because the fear of failure or fear of success or fear of not achieving is all part of that. With passing time comes the affliction of old age as the inevitability of death. So again, my personal opinion, if I die tomorrow, I'll be happy. If I didn't die tomorrow, great. I don't, which probably scares a lot of people, but it's what I feel. I don't worry about it. And I think that's why people shouldn't worry about things like that. Women undergoing menopause are more prone to the fear of the future phobia, because again, with menopause, they're worried about how they're not going to be able to do the things they've done when they were younger. Maybe it goes into the point that they then can't have children when they get to that point, when they go through the change, all these different things. Again, being a woman doesn't define you if you don't have children or you don't have a relationship. Defining who you are is about how you feel about yourself and how you resonate that and how you then portray that to the world. Not everybody is going to have children, not everybody's going to have a family, not everybody's going to be successful. Some people are actually just doing the things on the day to day and actually helping people. And they're the unsung heroes, a lot of people, like that. Because you just don't, there's some people you meet, they may be a brilliant cleaner for years. And they do all these good parts and they just get by and they've somehow survived. Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to achieve more, then you have to change. But that's again about change, the fear of technology, and the fear of the future. You have to change that. Phobia also relates to adrenal insufficiency, hormone imbalance, surgery, certain medical conditions like thyroid or heart disease. So if again you've got a condition, if you've got diabetes, you're probably worried, or epilepsy, you're worried that you will have an epileptic fit and it will be the end of your life, or because you could be, all different things. Prison inmates serving for long periods of time are also known to suffer from this, as they often lose the sense of time and reality. This condition is termed as prison neurosis, and it's often accompanied by claustrophobia, owing to the confined space of prison cells. And if you want to know more about that, about the idea of what prison life is like, or the idea of that, I've got a Throwback Thursday series about the TV series, which I think is the best prison series was ever on US television, called Oz, and it was an HBO thing. And that talks about that a lot, and I talk about that in that video a little bit. So, another issue, because again, that idea of concept of time, it just feels the same repeated cycles. Sometimes even a traumatic event in one's childhood can trigger this phobia. So if you've had a near-death experience and so forth, that can also trigger fear of future. In fact, when I was in India, I had my kidney stones, they gave me too much gas and air, and actually I flatlined, and they were all worried, and I somehow come back into my body and came back to life. They were all worried. I wasn't. I just laughed it off, but it was funny, and just said, next time don't give me so much gas and air, because they tried to give me injections that didn't work. My body rejected it. So having a near-death experience is just part and parcel. A lot of people who actually become spiritual generally have a near-death experience, or they've had something like that, or they've seen death. I saw my grandmother die in front of me. I saw my grandfather have a heart attack in front of me, major heart attack, and died. I saw my father, who died prostate cancer. He then deteriorated and died in front of me. Couldn't talk for the last 2 days because his lungs were filled with fluid and so forth. I've had friends die of me. The guy I cared for, I was a carer with him. I saw him die. Died again, went to cancer. His basic body gave up. Couldn't live without medication. I find that traumatic events actually, to me, changes people, and it can change them for the good, or it can make them worse. I've always found that traumatic events also spur me on to understand that that person had a great life and they were really good, or whatever they did, and then to move on and learn their lessons and appreciate what the lessons of the time you had with them. That's just my viewpoint. Everyone's different. Chronophobia may also be hereditary or genetic. Some people are always worried about time, worried about death. My mum actually is. She's kind of technically worried about dying, and she doesn't want to have a nasty episode. And I said, you probably just pass in your sleep. That's what you really want. I think anybody wants that. They just want to pass naturally in their sleep, not have pain. That would be also my way of going. I don't really want to have a big painful, issues. And I don't take pharmaceutical drugs, and I don't take medication. I don't go to the doctors, not because I'm afraid of it. So I just don't. I know my health, and if I forget, problems, then I work it out. See, that to me is what living life, not living in fear of death. So the symptoms of chronophobia. Chronophobia affects different people differently, obviously. A young man suffering from this phobia, for example, might suddenly drop out of college where most people his age are busy preparing for their future. Usually chronophobes undergo various physical and emotional symptoms which include feeling totally detached from reality, having a full-blown attack at the thought of passing time, breathlessness, heart palpitations, fainting, sweating excessively, and so forth, feeling lost, not knowing what to do, often embarrassing themselves in front of others, feeling like running away, crying, shaking, or trembling, having overwhelming thoughts of death and dying, being able to express oneself clearly. These are some of the symptoms. So, treating the fear of the future in time. Many self-help techniques and specialised treatments are available to ease the fear and anxiety that accompanies chronophobia. Hypnotherapy is one such therapy which has given positive results and has been approved by many associations across the world for treating various mental disorders. Now, also, apart from just doing hypnotherapy, part of my hypnotherapy I also do a thing called future-life-progression. So also deal with the past, deal with the present, but then see the future life of patients, of clients. So some clients want to see what their life's like a year ahead, 2 years ahead, 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, maybe 20 years ahead. And you can do that with them in the session. Now, that's not for everyone. Some people, they wouldn't believe it, they don't like the idea of the change, they don't want to know the future. But that does help a lot of people because they can then see where they are, and also they can learn from that person in the future and asking them advice to then tell them where they need to change to get better future for themselves. Because actually, when people don't change, their future will just be the same as what their present is. It's not going to change. It's just going to be repeating the same thing. That's why I used to do this about tarot card reading. Sometimes someone would ask me to do a tarot, and then like a year later they'd ask me to do it, but your life ain't changed. And I'm doing the reading, it's the same thing. They say it's the same thing. I'm like, yeah, because your life ain't changed. Well, how's the cards going to change? So people like they seem to think that things are going to change for doing nothing. That's not how it works. Got to put in the effort, the time to change things. Otherwise, just shit carries on. So that's something I think is very important. I think with therapy you can work and not worry about that fear of death, and that can actually even go into past life regression for some people. Some people with past life regression have a fear they died or they died a certain way, and then that carries on in the present life. So that's something you can do as well. Now again, some people believe in this, some people don't. I do because I've worked with it, and also kind of understanding from my Hindu background where I'm learning from, and learning that. So again, I was brought up Christian, so forth, but also I've learned more about ancient Bharat or Hinduism, and learned that, and I do hit past life regression sessions, I do future life regressions and present. Most of my stuff is in the present. But the past life can affect people if you believe in it. Also, things what happened in the past, also things you've experienced. Sometimes you meet someone, you think, oh, why have I got this some weird feeling about this person? And that could be linked to that past life, that person killed you, did something to you, got you executed, whatever that is, and that can affect this present life. So then if you've got to work with them or in an environment, a creative environment or working environment, that can also affect you as well. So there's loads of different things with this. Anyway, another form of psychotherapy is neuro-linguistic programming. It's a proven therapy for overcoming the fear of the future phobia. An expert practitioner can help the phobia fix their perceived notions about time and future. Again, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, comes from hypnotherapy. So when people say, oh, I do NLP, and it's much better than hypnotherapy, it comes from hypnotherapy. Same as life coaching does. Now just that people sell NLP as a separate course, life coaching as a separate course, and hypnotherapy, but they actually all are combined. So when someone says, oh, well, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, and I'm better than you because you just learned hypnotherapy, doesn't mean it's true. I can work anybody if they want to stop smoking, stop this, stop that, stop drinking, I can do that as well. Most people actually, I don't actually recommend they completely stop drinking or completely stop smoking. I actually get to reduce that down. difference. But it depends on the client. If they want to stop smoking completely, fair enough, I'll do that. It's not a problem. But I believe things in moderation. I believe it's about the idea of not being addicted and not going excessive. I think that can work. And I think that's the same with people. If they've got an excessive mind, calming that bloody mind down. And that's the thing we've got, is that we've got a lot of people who are over analytical. And these people run the world as well. So that's really a bloody concern. But yeah, that's something I would say that you have to work on. So anyway, other treatments for this is mind-body technique to overcome this phobia are yoga. And I actually will be teaching some things about helping people calm down their mind and so forth. And I'll be teaching yoga moves, or I'll actually pass them on to my yoga teacher, who's Indian, great, young guy, very interesting. Meditation, pranayama, which is the ancient Hindu breath of deep breathing. So they call it now breath work now because it's trendy, but it's pranayama. It's a Hindu thing. Tai Chi, which is when you go hear all these people in the park doing all this stuff. You know, not like a body popping, but similar thing. Prisoners who have participated in the art of living for Passion courses. So Passion art living is where they actually go and be in silence for like a week, can't say anything. Or guided meditation are known to have greatly benefited from such programs. So Passion is quite strict. You cannot talk on the phone. You literally just got to sit in silence and eat and everything. I've done it. I found it easy actually. I liked it. In fact, when I came out of it, I didn't want to talk to anybody for months, really, but I had to. It's quite interesting for someone who actually does a talking job, because actually to do that actually helps you then. So when you actually know you ain't got much clients, if you do a talking job, try and go to the Passionate for a week. It's quite good. Helps you really connect with yourself again. Keeping a pet. This is an interesting one. Keeping a pet or two is often known to be very therapeutic, because the idea is then you're actually living for the future because you want to look after this pet. Then also, if you're worried about death, though, you're worried about the pet will die. So there's that side of it as well. But pets are great because, I mean, I've got here 3 dogs. I've got one dog, 3 legs, called Yaris. I've got another dog called Demi. She's 19. She looks like an absolute scrag heap, but she's a lovely dog. And then I've got Shiner, who's this hyperactive 13-year-old who acts like a puppy, and very excitable. But great dogs. And then we've got a cat called Frankie, who controls them all. White cat, swipes them, basically runs the roost. So pets are great, and I enjoy actually being around pets more than humans. I like working with humans, but I don't like being around them too much outside of my work. So phobics are also urged to lead an active lifestyle as far as possible, as they can help boost endorphins or feel-good hormones. Now, something I was talking about with actually my guru, I'm learning my yoga stuff for, and Astra yoga stuff, is he was talking about the idea of why there's so many festivals in India, because it's actually to stop people getting lonely. And I thought it was an interesting thing, because I do a lot of stuff solitary, and I don't miss people very much. I like working with people, but don't miss people generally, the socialising thing. I did that so much in my 20s and 30s, and after a while you get bored of it. But there is a good point about it. We have to try and interact with people. We should have friends. We should have things. It is good because you can actually go. For some people, we can make them go mental. And actually, with certain people in their star chart, in their astro chart, and so forth, there's actually things you have to worry about. So there's something. Again, I can help you with, give you guidance to where to go with that. Activities like social work, gardening, teaching, volunteering for social causes can also help feel one more worthwhile and get one's mind off the fear of the future phobia. So when I'm actually doing my program ARC is about working out, accepting the past, reviving the present, and creating a new future. But I also do another program called Life Empowerment Coaching. Now, Life Empowerment Coaching is I go into your astro chart, I go into your personality, how we can do that, what you want to do, how to create your business, how to do that, and then how to change your life and work that. And that's a 7 to 8 session program. It's a lot more expensive than the ARC program because it's like double the amount and it does a lot of work. But I do feel that now I really want to work with people who want to change for the future. That's who I want to work with. Yes, if they've got problems in the past, I'll quite happy to help them with that and get them over it. But to me, you've got to get over the past, build up your present, and then go on to a successful future without them things what have traumatized you. That to me is the key. So anyway, until then, speak to you soon.